All right, welcome back, everybody. And anybody that's new here, thanks for joining me today. Hopefully, today's episode will help you guys out. Obviously, if you've been around, you know it's Tackle Tip Tuesday. Anyone new here, I have a whole playlist of Tackle Tip Tuesdays from this year. Hopefully, you guys can learn something from one of those. But today's Tackle Tip Tuesday is 100% my top five. I'm going to stick with top five safety things you need for out on the ice. So anything you're going to need in order to successfully get on and off the ice safely. All right, so one of the things I wanted to talk about, so this is my top five ice fishing safety gear tools. It says that in the title. To keep it simple, what I'm trying to do here is get you guys on and off the ice as safely as possible. Some people know how dangerous it can be. It can be very dangerous if you're not safe. So all these safety devices are things you should just generally have. A couple of them I guess you could go without, but it's more or less if you have all five of these, you're doing pretty good. And yeah, I'm going to try and keep you guys safe this season so you guys can get out and enjoy some ice fishing. Let me think of what should I get started with first. Oh, I know what I got it. I got the perfect first thing. And every one of you guys, if you go ice fishing, if you don't have one of these, you're just not using your head. They're cheap, easy to find. Almost anywhere that sells ice fishing gear will have them. And third, they will save your life every time. And I'm going to be serious about this because I've fallen through the ice many times. So if you guys can't take my word for it, I don't know what you're going to do. These are... Comment below if you know what these are called. As I'm unraveling them, you have a second to comment below before I tell you what they are. It's really a simple thing, but if you don't know what they're called, I'm going to be hurting here because you guys really should know what these are called. These ones, I think, are made by HT. Alright, if you commented below, let me know if you got them right. These are safety spikes. And they're actually safety spikes. So, like, this is kind of hard to depress. So, if you hang them around your neck, you're not going to stab yourself all day long with them. But they are a very sharp tool. And I will demonstrate real quickly here for getting yourself out of a very bad situation, and that is you've fallen through the ice and you need to get back on top of the safe ice to get home. Okay, so, well, first things first. If you haven't seen the DWS Outdoors merch yet, it's always linked in the description. If you guys want to see me anywhere besides this room, this one right here, please go pick up some of this guy right here. This is a hoodie. I have t-shirts, long sleeves. I have stuff for women. I have mugs. I actually have some big bluegill posters now. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. It's linked in the description. If you go there, check out the store. Obviously, let me know stuff that you guys might want. Somebody suggested hats. I'm going to look into making some of those guys for you. I don't want to make junk. I want stuff that looks good. I don't make this shirt anymore. This one's really old, actually. But I do have a lot of stuff. This specific shirt with that kind of writing and stuff on it, that one's for Tackle Tip Tuesday. This kind of video right here. I did a whole series for you guys. Go check them out. Obviously, it's going to help me get out and film more and get away from this. I'd like to be on the water next time I'm filming one of these. Anyways, let's get back to what I was talking about. These are called ice spikes. These things will save your life. So now what you can do here, and I don't know too many people that actually do this, a lot of people, I mean, it's not an inconvenience to just stick this around your neck, and what you do is you just stick these in your pockets. So they're just sitting in here in your pockets. So if you fall through the ice, this is where you'd want them to be, so you can pull them out of a pocket. What I do is I keep them in my chest pocket of my suit, and if I go through, I can just pull them out and use them. I have a little bit of experience getting out of the water without these. Don't ask how I know. But you need to know that I know how to do that. And these guys, I honestly haven't had to use them. But if I had to use them, I know they'd work because it's simple. This fits your palm, nice and snug. It's perfect size. And when you stab the ice, when you're trying to get yourself out of the ice, there's a million videos on crawling actually out of the ice with these things. But when you stab the ice, it depresses this, and it basically, if anybody knows, ice is slippery, so when you go to grab it, it's very hard. You can actually, if you don't have these, one way you can do it is if you have a wet glove on, you slap the ice. This is aside from these, but this is number one. This is number one for you guys. Everybody go pick some of these up. I don't care if you were broke. I was broke. I bought these. I don't like thinking about it, but I've been in that cold water, and I'll tell all of you guys that have never been in cold water like that, it hurts. It's not cold. It just hurts. It takes your breath away. It does a lot of things you don't understand until you've done it. I actually suggest everybody go play in some shallow, icy water sometimes so they like get pushed down, and you guys understand what it's like. But I digress. Basically, the way these things work is it's so good that the way I'm talking about now with your glove will seem stupid. But if you didn't have these, which you should after you've seen this video. I'm sorry, I'm going to reiterate stuff. I'm like a frickin' parent, and I don't like doing that to you guys. This isn't to like make you do anything. I can't make anybody do anything, but you will thank me if you have these and you fall through. Anyways, let's get back to the simplest way to do this. If you can't use these and you have a glove on, or even just like a wet sweater, or like say you're just screwing around playing on a pond or something, you fall through. What you can do is you can take your slushy hand. Now that it's gotten wet, obviously you've fallen in the water, and you can slap the ice, and if it's cold outside, which normally if there's ice, it's cold enough, even the ice will do it for you because it's, it's ice, and leave it there. Do not move it. If you have no other way of, or means of scratching your way out of the ice, and you don't have like a float suit or something, keep your hands in a spot. The hardest thing is not freaking out. But I'm not going over the whole process of falling through right now. I'm just going over, you can use your hand, and if you let it sit in place, just keep this in mind. The longer you let it sit, the more likely it is to freeze the ice. If it becomes frozen to the ice, you are now able to take your body weight and push against that, and it's frozen to the ice. It's one with the ice. It will break loose, but it'll give you the opportunity to get yourself out. I'm just trying to give you more options. I'm going to try to do my best to save everyone that I can that sees this video. So, number one, ice spikes. There's a million different brands. You can make them. I know guys that have taken screwdrivers, ground this down to a spike, drilled this out, put a bolt through it and this, and there you go. There's your ice spike. You just hang it around your neck, and you got the screwdriver. You can do the same thing. Ice spikes. Very first thing you should invest in. Okay, number two. One of the things that I want you guys to understand is the ice spikes are a great thing for you. Now, this is something that if you're going out with anybody, or you're just out near ice, or you're on water, this is number two, and this should be a thing regardless. A good amount of rope. This is about 25, 30 feet of rope in a loop. So this is what I usually, like, if you look at it, it's got knots tied on the end of it. So this stuff, the reason it's got those knots tied onto it is that this is what I tie to the end of my sled if I don't want to use anything else and I just want to extend a rope on my sled, so I have it, makes it easier to pull yourself out, or pull your stuff out. This will save not only your life but somebody else's. So if somebody goes through and all you have is rope, you're most likely going to be able to get this in a circle, throw it out to them, have them catch it, and pull them in. Keep it well managed. This is wrapped up nicely, so if I just let go of an end of it, it's loose. The easiest way to manage stuff is keep it wrapped up. And the biggest thing here is as long as it's well managed and not in a big knot and you got to scurry with it, you can actually hold this, throw this end, and it'll go right up to somebody. This will save millions of people's lives. So if everybody has something like this with them at all times, doesn't matter how old you are, you can stick this in your backpack
and always have a good length of rope. Try to use something decent. This is for like duck decoys and stuff like that. So it's actually like, one of those ropes you can get waterlogged and it doesn't wreck it. It doesn't fray. It doesn't do anything like that. It was a little more expensive, but I got a spool of like 200 yards of it or something like that. And that I still had the spool and I still make other stuff out of this rope. So rope, always have rope.
Okay, so this is just something I came up with, but I mean, it kind of goes along with everybody else's stuff. This is obviously just a life preserver, but I thought of it as a really good idea because you tie a really good knot to one end. This kind of goes along with the rope thing, but a throwable flotation device, not just this, but something throwable. And then if you can see, I have this rope. I'm not going to unwrap it, but I have about 25 feet of that rope wrapped around this and tied to that very good. So my thought process behind having this instead of just like a throw cushion was the fact that somebody could actually put this around their neck, lay on their back in the water, so the rope's going this way, lay on their back in the water, and you can pull them in, and they don't have to work hard at all. They just got to keep their bodies above water. That's basically all they would be doing, is focusing on keeping their body above water, and it would allow them to kind of scoot up onto the ice, and you can pull them into you, and thus saving their life. Now, if you went through and this was laying in your sled, somebody could throw this to you. So that's a double thing. It's really simple. I mean, everybody's got life vests laying around. You can take one out of your boat or your canoe or your kayak. It doesn't matter what you own. Or go find a cheap one. I have like a dozen of these I bought from Goodwill. They were all like $1 a piece or something like that. Just keep that in mind. It's a very simple thing. Throw some rope on it. Give yourself about 20, 30 feet so you can stay away from the hole. And throw that to somebody.
Okay, so obviously this thing, you can see how big it is. So this is what I was talking about. Like, you can put it around here, and if my head's on top of this and you're pulling me backwards towards the edge of the ice, this is what's going to make contact with the ice first, kind of create like a little ramp for you, get your body going up on top of it, and the person can just sit there and hold on to the rope here and focus solely on just keeping their body up against, on top of the water. And that's the major thing, is people panic a lot when they're in the water. If you're ever trying to rescue somebody, your biggest concern isn't just getting them out of the water. It's keeping them calm. You have to stay calm or you're in big trouble. What did we got here? So, ice picks, rope, throwable, and realistically, I mix this up. The ice picks should be your second one, and so on and so forth. The very first thing you should own is a spud bar. If you don't know what a spud bar is, it is something with a very sharp edge. Let's see if I can do this without breaking anything in my little tiny room. A very sharp edge. You can see I've used this one a lot. I've actually got to sharpen this up again, take it to a grinder, but keeping this to a point is a necessity, and a lot of weight. So this part of this spud bar happens to be solid steel. Then it goes into a tube-like secondary part that has a little key on it right here. So I can break this down, and it's both sections are only as long as this front section. You can buy solid piece ones, but whatever you do, I don't. These two things is all you need to be smart about it. And that's me saying it bluntly. I don't need to be sugarcoating anything when it comes to safety like this. Spud bar, ice picks. If you have those two, you're starting out 99% better than 90% of the people I've ever fished with. That's saying something. So, let me go. Spud bar, ice picks, rope, throwable. Now, if you are an avid fisherman, you want to be on the water more often, you want to be comfortable and everything, then I want you to get one of these. And this is the top 5 things that will basically keep you coming home after you going ice fishing every day. And, if you feel like pushing your limits and you go out on early ice or you go out on late ice, and ice is truly never safe. Mid-season, you can fall through a pressure crack or a spring or something like that, so you got to keep that in mind. This is one last thing. If you get this, it'd be really hard not to be heading home even after you've fallen through. You'll be wet, you'll be cold, you'll be a little angry that you had to end your day, but at least you'll be going home.
A float suit. So this is just my jacket. I didn't grab the bibs. I have them hanging and drying out right now because I just washed them. But a float suit. 100% if you have a float suit and all the other things I've listed today, you will go home. It doesn't matter who makes it. If it's a float suit and it floats you on top of the water and it's comfortable and you enjoy wearing it, you're not going to take it off because you don't enjoy wearing it. As long as you wear it because you enjoy it. I'm going to repeat that. As long as you enjoy wearing it, that's the biggest thing. You want to be comfortable so you have a reason to wear it. It doesn't help you if you're not wearing it. This will help you get home every day. Okay, last list. So everybody knows, and I'm going to try and list all of this stuff in the description. Obviously, if you pick stuff up in the description, it's going to help the channel out, help me get out and film more. But it'll also be able to get you guys everything kind of all in one place. Some of the stuff you got to be ingenuity, like making your own stuff. But number 1, spud bar. Get a spud bar. They don't exist anymore, so you can't get that one. But I'll find, I think I have a couple listed that you can use. I will find you a good spud bar. If you guys go in the description and you want to just order one of those. Ice picks. Doesn't matter who makes them, or if you get the ones that I list, or if you just find some you like. Ice picks is number 2. Rope. Rope is number 3. This is really simple. This is so simple, it's stupid. 20 to 30 feet you want at least. So keep that in mind. 20 to 30 feet. Just walk it out in your yard or measure it if you really want to. But just kind of walk out what you think is 20 to 30 feet or what you feel would be a safe distance to stay away from somebody. A throw device of some kind that floats. It can be a cushion, it can be a life preserver, it can be one of these old life preservers. You can add a rope to it to make life easier on yourself, or even if it's just something to throw out to somebody that they can hold on to and stay above water. DWC Outdoors merch. Well, you don't need that to stay out of the water, but it will help me get out on the water. Like I was saying, I have this TTT, which is for like today's episode, Tackle Tip Tuesday. Link in the description. Needless to say. Last but not least, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A float suit of some kind. And that is basically your number 5 list of things you can use for ice fishing tools to basically stay safe all ice season. Oh, and the shirts say Tackle Tip Tuesday on them too, just so you know.
Okay, guys, so I hope you guys learned a couple things. I hope I wasn't too stern on you guys. It's one of those things, like, if you fell through ever, like, actually through, like, not like I fell in the ice and, that little bit got in my boot and it was cold. I'm talking if you've fallen through the ice, like I have, comment below and then let everybody know what you experienced. I don't like talking about it because it's stupid. I've never should have fallen through in the first place, and and it happened more than once because I'm stubborn. I can admit that I was stupid. I'm trying to learn. I still do stupid stuff. I still go on bad ice, but usually I try not to take anybody with me when it's like that. The idea is that I've gotten out of the ice enough times that if I do something stupid and I fall through, I don't want to jeopardize anybody else's life. Please don't do that to anybody that you love and cherish. Just take care of yourself. Use these safety items to get on and off the ice safely. Ooh, number 1, actually, if you're new to ice fishing, your number 1 safety tool is a good friend that can get help if you fall through and you guys do a buddy system. Both of you should have spud bars. Both of you should be checking the ice as you go out and as you come in if you're not used to that body of water. Check the ice, take a buddy. Either way, I hope you guys learned something new today. I hope I helped a bunch of you guys out. Try not to worry so much about the ice. It should be less stressful. And I know if you have these things with you, it will kind of calm any nerves anybody should have. Otherwise, if you're not new here, you know what's up. But if you are new, would you please just remember to